It is unfortunate that Igbo leaders and politicians are the one pushing for one Nigeria and not restructuring of the country. I repeat, it is unfortunate that Igbo leaders and politicians are the ones pushing for one Nigeria and not restructuring of the country, because it is the Igbos that need it the most. Now, I want 100% of VAT, value added tax, earned by states to remain in the states. The VAT generated in Lagos should not be shared. Now it is Benjamin Kalu again, using style to make sure that the federal government take charge of that VAT. States should earn their VAT and the VAT should remain in state. That is another form of state resource control. Template, there's something they call mock exam before the main exam. This is another form of restructuring. But yet an Igbo man again, Igbo politician, is fighting against this restructuring. The same man brought indigenization bill. The first time he brought it, some people, the Yorubas, they kicked against it. And he used tie to fix it from the backyard without the notice. The same Yorubas, they now noticed it, they now raised the alarm. This is yet another one. I've said it, our Igbo leaders, they are the biggest problems we have in Egoland. We need to come together as youth, understand politics, because politics, you see, the reasons why you see they are a bit ahead of you is because they have some form of knowledge of how politics is being run in Nigeria. Understand the dynamics of how politics is being run in Nigeria. Then we come in and we fizzle them out. Like I said the other time, politics is always local. And these Igbo politicians understand this. That is why they use that one to suppress and bully every other person. Look at what Hope Uzodinma did. He conducted election. Because of people never understood the power of their locality. He conducted election. He win all the local government. So why is it that Igbo leaders are at the forefront of pushing for one Nigeria while we have a Biafra agitation at hand? Like I said, these Igbo leaders do not represent the values of the people. None of them can pull any string in Igbo land. That is why you see they don't have meetings, because they are just relying on their executive power backed by the constitution, using to bully and use the police and everything. They cannot command the respect of the people naturally, because they are not true leaders of the people in the southeast. So we denounce Benjamin Kalu, and unfortunately he's from Abia State, my state. We denounce him on indigenization bill policy or whatever it is. We denounce him on this value-added tax that they want to put in the hands of federal government. So federal government going to tell states the percentage of tax. It's just like one Nigeria, whereby everybody will be waiting for federal government to start sharing money for them. I don't care whether Lagos is as developed or Lagos VAT, now they feed Nigeria. Let everybody learn how to be independent for once. Let hungry catch everybody. Then you will sit down and start thinking creatively how you can use your resources. If you know the kind of revolution that is in agriculture in Nigeria today, if you know the kind of revolution that is in agriculture, imagine you just go somewhere, you just throw my landlord, there's a place, some tenants just throw pepper water. They throw pepper water, all of a sudden, the thing start germinating pepper, like pepper. Landlord will come after 3 months and start harvesting pepper that he did not actually plant. It was a spillover. So you have that kind of resource in Nigeria, and there's so much arable land. Go to northern Nigeria, see the land they waste. Look at the southeast. You are traveling, you see a lot of unused land, like lying waste like that. States should look inward. See, it will encourage states to start becoming responsible. But an Igbo man is always trying to make things difficult. Someone will say, this Igbo man is always talking down on Igbo people. My brother, the Igbo people we have today, they are different from the Igbo people I had in the 1960s. Listen to their thought pattern. Listen to what they do and how they carry their people along. The Igbo people we have today, they are different from the Igbo people we had in the 1960s. I have said it before. I will keep on repeating it so that it will enter your cerebellum, abi cerebrum. You go enter your mind. You go. I go open your head, put them inside. Igbos are not originally traders. They did not dominate the trading, whatever it is. Go and look at the history of Lagos, and those are the river bank. We know that Jaja of Opobo is an Igbo man, surrounded by other people. Igbo men, they are scientists, innovators, people that they create, they illuminate. Wherever they go, they illuminate that area in whatever they do. If an Igbo man decides to do trading, he excels in trading. If an Igbo man decides to go to school, like the site, nothing is dividing him, he excels. If he does in technology, he excels. Whatever he tries to do with all his might, he excels. He's an excelling person. He's a light bearer. An Igbo man is a light bearer. So, the Igbo people have then is different from Igbo people have now. We are going astray, and in a large scale. The way we are going astray is in a large scale, and we are using speed to enter bottomless pit in Egoland. We are talking about restructuring Nigeria, and a politician is talking about, you see, when they say they don't want to give Igbo position, this is one of the things they are saying. I don't care what other tribes are doing. Me, I'm focused on myself. I have said it that as a human being in Nigeria today, you need to be a person of value. Focus on how you can improve yourself first. That is going to be how you survive in Nigeria today. So I don't care what other tribes are doing, whether they are doing well or not. I'm concerned about where I come from. When I reference the Yoruba people, when I reference the Southwest, some people feel so intimidated. I am not intimidated. You see, if you want to go far, you learn from people. If you want to go far, you serve people. You want to go far. Look at how the Yorubas, they stoop to conquer. They'll just be calm. They'll follow you. Yes, sir, yes, sir. They stoop. Look how Tinubu took power. He served every other person. He served. When it was time for him to seize power in the Southwest, he from the Nadreko, he entered Afenifere. He seized power from Southwest. For the presidential level, he stepped down for Atiku. He stepped down for Ribadu. He allowed Osibajo go. Before he now threw the back, they didn't want to give him. Look at how he was able to take over from power. And look at the impression the Yorubas are giving us, the Igbos, in southern Nigeria. Go to hell, go back to your Anambra. And some people are angry. Instead of you to sit down and reminisce around yourself, my generation cannot continue like this. It's not about me for now. Some Igbo people, it is what they are going to eat and the houses. Maybe how they are going to build 1 million houses in Banana Island, which will be washed away one day. And there will be no generational reference to the place, his ancestral home, on somebody else's land. There's no how you can compare your ancestral home with the buildings, the whatever you have in somebody else's land, especially when the person resents you. There's a growing resentment of the Igbo people, and these people are well aware. Still, they carry their coconut head and do what they like. So it is unfortunate. Now, we want, as an Igbo person, very soon we'll become people of influence. We want 100% VAT earned by states to remain in the states. I'm quoting Mr. Kalu Aja. He's also from Abia State. I follow this man. He's a very wonderful man. That's what I'm quoting. The VAT generated in Lagos should not be shared. I repeat, the VAT generated in Lagos should enjoy their goodies. They are lucky to have it, and they look at China. From poverty level, they did not complain that US is this, US is that, or the British they deceived us and they were stealing our resources and they impoverished us, blah blah. They did not complain. They went to work, actual work. They drew a template and they pursued that template with discipline. They were very, very intentional about what they were doing and they were going to do. They were never flinching. They were ready to pay with their lives, like let them die in the advent of carrying out that agenda. But look at the first one you do. Second, now if they don't give Igbo man, all these are political leaders. That's why I don't even send them, because they are not representing me. If an Igbo man is not president in this our generation, it's because the generation that had the opportunity, they are very, very useless and very, very stupid. Look at the Soludo. Soludo use IPOB, do campaign, enter power. He use IPOB, he go visit Nnamdi Kanu. Now he's saying these governors that used the sentiment of the people to enter power, they don't want even the Nnamdi Kanu to come out of prison. It is their daily prayer that this young man does not come out of prison, because they know that they don't have the mandate of the people. If this man come out, he go displace them. They will become figurehead where they collect salary. Why the people that even control and make decisions will be these people that understands the plight, where these people are coming from. They are not yet healed. There needs to be a healing process, and these leaders are supposed to be supervising this healing process, but they are becoming extraordinarily useless to the people that they claim to lead. You see, that's why APC can easily collapse structure in the Southeast. An average Southeasterner will not vote for the APC because, number one, they will not vote for Tinubu. An average Southeasterner, they will not vote for the APC. And they believe that Tinubu is the one that brought Buhari, because Buhari is the even target, not even Tinubu. Tinubu brought in Buhari, and Buhari did that. He did in the Southeast. Expressed the hatred the Fulani had for the Biafra nation. And anybody that does not want Nnamdi Kanu, see, the Igbos believe that Fulani does not want Nnamdi Kanu to come out. An average Igbo man will tell you that he prefers, instead of Atiku, he prefers a Tinubu. Tinubu is not really the target. The reason Tinubu bringing Buhari into power, most people don't like it. And APC has get bad name. APC therefore bad book of Nigerians. So as it stands, an Igbo man, if they don't give Igbo man position next time, he will say, look at the Igbo man, like this, he occupies the highest position. All Igbos politically in Nigeria, the highest position. Deputy House of Rep, Vice House of Rep. Look at how he's behaving. Only him. Even other fellow senators, they look at. They know if he talks sense into his head. Every state should develop its economy, but be allowed to tax, register companies, and drive commerce. There should be 35 CACs and 35 separate jurisdictions. This is restructuring, state resource control. VAT is a resource. VAT is a resource. One Nigeria will take your own oil in Delta State, which if you utilize it on yourself, you become Dubai in less than 2-3 years. But it will take your oil and share for other people, especially people that are lazy to think and lazy to go to do work, to fold their sleeves. That is what Nigeria represents, and they call it the federalism. Like to keep us united. There's a unity is something like that. Unity in diversity. That's what they will tell you. You know those gaslighting statements. You know, if somebody wants to commit sin, he will look for words that will suit him. That will give him like more all those kind of things now. Misery, love, company. Things that will accompany him to do that thing more, give him more morale. Somebody wants to commit evil, they will look for something that will give them morale. That's what the fragment does. That's what Nigeria does. They are taking your resources, stealing your resources outrightly, but they use one Nigeria and 99 Constitution. The unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. It is a threat to. That's the Fulanis are the ones saying it too. They are threatening you. The unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable because they know that they are taking from resources and they are adding to themselves. And Igbo politicians, they fought the civil war. They are relegated politically. Even the highest placed Igbo man is still playing the same book that Aguironsi and also Azikwe played. If they played a different template, if they understood, you know, when people don't, sometimes I wonder, when Igbo men get into a position of power, their thinking cap, that cap they are wearing, is it covering their brain to see future? Because I've understood an average Igbo billionaire, he thinks more about himself than about his people. I'm telling you. So because they are in the elite class, Lagos is their base, their place. Abuja, Lagos. Abuja the north, Lagos the southwest. You know your ancestral home. Look at Enugu that was one capital. Instead of them to look at how they can pull it, even though it is their dying, like what they do before they die, utilize a lot of value in Enugu state. Now Yoruba they push for a referendum. Now Yoruba they push for new constitution. Now Yoruba they push for regionalism. Now Yoruba benefit from Nigeria. Now Yoruba they for power. Now them not supposed to they even do those things. But people will know their power. They push for the same one Nigeria that you, oh God, does it make sense? Does it make sense? You started with indigenization. They attack you. You do as if say you are remorseful. You can't go back. Go they fix them somewhere. They can't catch you again. They die that one. You are coming with VAT for the federal government. My brother, if you are from Egoland and you are interested in the future of our people in Egoland, we have so many talents, so many potentials in Egoland that have not been harnessed. A small Igbo boy like this, if he is put through the right environment, you will see what it will become. Just like chicken, you incubate chicken. If you put them through the right incubation, yes, you will see how they will come out. But we have leaders that are foolish. So every state should develop. If like let Abia State may hungry kill them, Abia State has what it can. You see, the Bible says, it is in the time of mourning that some people become wise. It is in the time of mourning that you start thinking about your life. You start taking like concrete decisions, life-changing decisions. You don't take life-changing decisions when you are happy. It is when you are in a fix, in a situation, in a problem that wants to, like, looks like terminating you. That is when you take good decision. So let this happen. Let Lagos be enjoying, and let people learn their lessons. But you see, all these guys, they are not ready for anything. Not ready. Go to his village. Go to Benjamin Kalu's village. His constituency project. Okay, the CBN should share the oil sales in dollars that it has earned, not naira. If CBN wants, it can go to the states and buy their dollar receipts. If regions want to come together and create a tax zone, let them. If regions, look at what this man is saying. If regions, so the next thing we need to do is to restructure from the colonial system, the colonial bondage. Let's go back to our regional system. Everybody will have this, fix your own tax, develop within, be creative. Have your CAC, register your businesses, open the economy, encourage SMEs, encourage the creative industry, scholarships. You take people abroad to go and learn a particular whatever. They come in, they implement it, they expand. We have a lot of resources with us to use as leverage. These are things that can be done. But when we have people that are foolish and stupid, being foolish and stupid, man, it is another level. You people never understand what it means to be stupid. Okay, see stupidity. Let me explain stupidity to you. A big man, a professor with a doctorate degree, is driving a big car. And he's moving along the road. He sees a ditch. And if big man drove direct into the ditch and he was stuck, that is a big man, an elderly man. He went to school and he drove into the ditch. Is that not being stupid? Is that not being stupid? And sometimes people are deliberately stupid. That is even the worst of it. There's what they call stupid and deliberately stupid. That is Igbo leaders for you. So we are not in support of them. There's nowhere we support them. So if those that are running an agenda on Igbo people, well, I understand why people are running an agenda on social media. Igbo people have said it is IGBO. You people decide to say it's IBO. That in the history times, nowhere they used IGBO. A people collectively decides to change a nomenclature. A people collectively decides to use a particular nomenclature. You refuse to respect their decision, but I know all those on are banter. It does not hold weight. When I see it holding weight is when the people, the native speakers, start adopting that. That is when there is a problem. Anybody can call you anything. That's the problem. But when you start adopting what people mirror you as, that is where the problem is. So we do not, the way the other people mirror Igbo politicians and leaders, we are not the same. They are not speaking for us. And you all know. You all know that you can't have a consensus of Igbo leaders in the Southeast because they don't represent the people. Benjamin Kalu is on his own. Also Kalu, they are on their own. All these Igbo politicians, they are on their own. They are not speaking for us. We want restructuring Nigeria. Somebody said something. Because of the attitude of these Igbo politicians, somebody said something that these Igbos are even asking for one Nigeria, like Biafra. If you give them Biafra, you realize that they have been gaslighting you, that they don't really want Biafra in the first place. No, it is because of you saw the actions and the activities of these Efulefu politicians up and down. That's why you came to that conclusion. Today, when Samanekpa was arrested, I told somebody, he has been arrested. That person felt bad. And I told him that if it happens that we are going back to Nigeria today, would you leave your shop? The person told me that he's willing to leave his shop. He's willing to leave his shop. I've been on the streets. You know, streets, what is happening on the street is different from what is happening where those people are. Although the elites amongst themselves, the reality there is different from the reality from the lower class. When I went for an event in VI, and I know that time, I used to know like knowledge, but this one I experienced it, that life different from life. There are some people living a particular life. Some people, they don't believe that there's scarcity in this same Nigeria, and they're in their thousands. They are living a very soft life, easy life. Things come for them easy. And from that event, I went back to the mainland and I saw hell. And I saw that I left heaven to hell. So those people up there, they don't think like we the Igbo people. We are not in support of Benjamin Kalu. If regions want to come together and create a tax zone, let them. The federal government cannot set pay as you earn and VAT rate for states. The federal government should face its fiscal front. Let states face their fiscal front. May God help Nigerians.